There's a lot of interesting trends between the regions too that we're not seeing in the different regions. Like in Pain, for example, like these guys they like to aggro in almost every game. They do like an aggro tri-lane or just an aggro dual lane like with their carry, and then they pull and stack the side camp a lot. And that's not something that we've seen in SEA that much. You know, it's more so dual lanes and with a touch of roaming. And it's interesting just to see the differences between the regions. But lots of teams having success with a lot of different stuff, actually, surprisingly. I think roaming is definitely pretty good.
On a less strategy-related note, my day somewhat was ruined during that game. So I was looking up the line stuff, the cooldown, and I found something very upsetting.
Okay. What's that?
So Lion Finger, level 1 mana cost, 200. Level 1 mana cost with Aghanim Scepter, 200. Lion Finger, level 2 mana cost, 420. With Aghanim Scepter,
420?
420.
Okay.
Lion Finger, level 3 mana cost, 650. Lion level 3 Finger, mana cost with Aghanim Scepter,
650.
625.
What?
Why? Why? Why is this a thing?
They need to nerf that. That is too good.
It's
why
you can throw them.
Why is they go up together mana cost wise, and then suddenly it's like level 3 with Ags, 25 mana off. Here's a discount.
That makes the item.
I'm so upset right now.
That hero is way too good.
It's the Soldier Boy.
I'm done.
Is that a reference too far? So you point them in the finger and then they just die.
Where were you guys when that was a trend? The Soldier Boy?
I don't remember.
High school?
High school?
Yeah, I think so.
Soldier Boy dance?
Yeah.
I was I went to a high school in the middle of the woods that's like far away. You're supposed to escape like mainstream world. You have to chop wood, make fires, heat your shower water, all this stuff. And I still could not get away from the It's just everywhere.
It's cool because like every years go by now, every now and then I'll like meet like my nieces and nephews and stuff, and there'll be like the new trends, you know, like there was like the Whip and Nene. Do you know that one? That was like the one that replaced Soldier Boy a few years later. Like, and I'm just like, this is basically the Soldier Boy of 5 years later.
You know, Soldier Boy did come back for a little bit too.
Oh,
he had another meme. Was it that song? What, Kiss Me Through the Phone? Or
Oh
something
yeah,
like that? That was pretty big.
That was better than the other one.
That's what people were saying. Yeah, I mean, well, that's not hard to do.
That's true.
Really.
So to the high schools and middle schools out there, I want to know what is the Soldier Boy? They probably don't know who Soldier Boy
nobody
is.
knows what we're talking about.
Fortnite
dances. Production on point.
Yeah. All right, we need to know the freshest memes with the kids these
Are
days.
we the new memes?
No way.
If it's Fortnite dances, yeah, let's do it. Do we want to make up a dance? Let's just.
Well, you're good at that.
Yeah.
You do that.
No. The food dance.
Yeah. Food's coming soon.
I've seen I actually have seen a lot of those videos on Twitter where there's like people doing the Fortnite dancing, like cons and BlizzCon and stuff like that, and people like laugh at these kids. I'm like, dude, look how much fun they're having. I'm like, these are like some 8-year-old kids on a stage, not giving a shit about the fact they're in this big social setting,
cool.
And looking a bit ridiculous. I love seeing people doing ridiculous stuff in public.
It's great. It's great, man. All these like cringe subreddits and stuff, just a bunch of really mad people. It's like you're laughing at somebody for liking anime and being like 30-something and dressing up as like an anime character.
Yeah.
This person's having the time of their life. How can you be?
Yeah.
Well, what's so anger inducing?
It's a great life skill to have, to just be able to do something in public and not care about what other people think you too. Like later on in life, those people are going to make good public speakers, or just probably be very normal people in public social settings.
It's like the type of people that just make fun of other people's jokes, but they never make jokes themselves.
Aww.
And it's like, man, you're not putting yourself out there.
It's sad.
What is?
That person, it's sad. Like,
yeah,
they're missing out on life.
It's true. I mean, I'm sure we've all been there at some point. It's like a bit of a defense mechanism.
I guess that's fair too.
So it's like, just depends on the situation you're in.
You're cool for liking whatever you like out there, folks.
Yeah.
And if you like Dota, we got a great game for you right now.
We do.
Look at this. We got Lone Druid, we got Phoenix, we got Axe, we got Bane. There's no Grimstroke this time. Lion's still in the pool?
Yeah, Mineski mixed up the bans a little bit, so Phoenix getting through this time. I think it's just like, we got to do something different. And Mineski had overall first pick, so they also, on top of banning something different, they take a different first pick that Fnatic took. So it's like
Thank
they.
you. Oh.
Oh.
Rip. Oh, nice.
Oh
Sweet.
my god, I almost broke the computer.
So I mean, essentially, Mineski take away 2 of the key Fnatic OP heroes. The Brewmaster's banned, the Lone Druid gets picked. So I think it's a good adjustment. But it's Fnatic. They've always had. It's not like they've got one strat. These guys.
They take away the DJ Tusk too, to play against that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that hero is if I'm seeing a lot of teams, like if you have a Tusk player, it's getting first phase banned. Like I see that whatever team Matthew's on, I think Thunder Predator, Thunder Awaken, something like that.
Thunder Predator.
Matthew's like that hero's banned in every single game. Like if you have a Tusk player, they're going to make use of that Tusk spell because
And he was known for that like before the patch too. Like,
yeah, exactly.
He's always been one of the best.
Same with DJ.
And yesterday, DJ dodging Ravages twice in one game. He was making some insane snowball plays. That was some of the best stuff we've seen ever on a Tusk.
Yeah. Once again, it's like a lot of these heroes, it seems like the skill cap was just increased dramatically on them. And, you know, sometimes the skill floor goes down or goes up, but it's like about the skill cap when you have these specialty players for sure.
Yep. So we'll see how this goes. Fnatic with this Axe, Isis just being so dominant, farming up a Storm. I like that Mineski immediately responds to it with a Bane pick so they can at least deal with the creep cutting. I think if you don't have heroes that can deal with the creep cutting, Axe just gets out of control every single time.
I think Lone Druid's pretty good against it too, because if you creep cut a Lone Druid, he just tanks with the bear in front of the tower. He doesn't really care. And
Oh, good.
we're good. The thing is, we've also seen Jab. Has Jabs played Axe on the support role before? We saw him with the Brew, right?
Yeah.
So
I mean, I'm
sure he will play Axe as a support. And the thing is, with the way that they play with this Phoenix, usually they pick some sort of offlaner. Not like an Axe, you know, because Axe will want to farm up, but like usually the Phoenix is the one that's farming, you know. So I feel like this will probably be a support Axe given these picks and given the fact that they picked the Phoenix as well.
You know, I feel like we have seen a lot of Banes to be like the answer for Axe, but not a ton of them have gone for like the Nightmare to interrupt the creep camp, the creep cutting as much.
I think a lot of the time the Banes are like running, they go to the aggro lane, for some
Right?
reason. Or like we'll see the Axe as a support.
Snapple.
Finally.
Bust out my phone and read some Naga changes.
This was this was banned out in the first phase last game by Fnatic. So the fact that it got through to the second phase, maybe Mineski were trying to bait them into it, but they're going to be able to take it away from the KP, who we'd assume might have been one of the ones to play it.
I think this is a really strong hero. The illusions now do 50% damage. The Riptide, it's percentage chance, but the illusions can proc it as well, and then they all Riptide. So this hero is just doing massive amounts of damage with those illusions. They're a lot tankier. This hero is basically the new Terrorblade. Like she doesn't build into the Radiance or anything like that anymore. It's more about like the Diffusal, the Manta style, and you just run the illusions. And there's very few heroes that can 1v1 a Naga in terms of like raw damage.
But does she have the damage? She's not ranged though. Like that still feels like it could be a problem, or do you not think so?
It's definitely, you know, a bit of an issue, but she does have like the illusion thing which like dispels. She has the stun. Like she has things that Terrorblade doesn't have. She's honestly kind of a better Terrorblade, which is easy just because Terrorblade sucks. But I actually tested this out in a lobby in Naga with like reasonable Naga items, Terrorblade with reasonable Terrorblade items. Naga actually does more damage than a Terrorblade does in the late game. So this hero is very, very effective, but as a result, she's not really that kind of cancerous, will cut all the waves and totally control the game sort of hero. She's more of like a traditional carry.
Yeah, you're going to fight with your illusions.
Exactly, yeah, exactly.
You can push and shove lanes. Like I've seen most of the Nagas go this boots to travel build where you're super mobile, where you can boots to travel to a lane, TP scroll somewhere else, and apply a lot of pressure. But when it comes to fights, yeah, you're not just a split pusher.
You're like a regular carry.
Yeah, Manta, Diffusals, etc.
A crazy movement speed talent for a while too. Back in the day, I don't know if she still does, but I feel like she had one that was like really high before, which would have been obviously really great. Taking that nowadays, how important those are. But the
I don't think she goes. I'm pretty sure she goes like mostly like damage and health talents. If she does have movement speed talent, but that's a very carry-esque thing.
Has been a hero that's, I think, a lot of these SEA teams, like Mineski have played it, JT played it, not KP, surprisingly, but I guess just not really an offlaner. And then Fnatic's also played it in at least one of their matches. So
the Shadow Shaman?
The Naga side.
Oh, the Naga, yeah. Timbersaw.
Hey. Timber seems amazing when you can get like a 4th pick Timbersaw and then it's unanswered, and it's great against Serpent Wards, against Lone Druid right clicks. But they have 2 counter picks, including what I imagine is going to be like an immediate response to this.
They could like OD right now.
Fanatics turn to ban.
Ember, magic damage. Maybe not feeling the OD.
I think with Ember +1, like if there's something else that can do magic damage, the Timber is answered. But with just the Ember, I don't think it's enough. It's the same thing with like the Lina, where she does magic damage, but by the time you can actually kill him, he'll have a hood or a bunch of like bracers, magic resist. So I think you need a little bit more just to put him over that threshold, where he's not just going to regen through it. You know.
Yeah.
You know what else is kind of rough about this? Fnatic don't have anything to break the grip right now except for Axe, since Ensnare got that nerf, where it doesn't break interrupts, and it doesn't interrupt anymore.
I guess their last pick is going to be their mid. We'll see Axe support, Ice Ice Timbersaw. So you probably want something that has control, because that also means they have no stuns for Ember. It's a super elusive mobile hero, so they're going to need some kind of like DK style mid laner maybe, where there's like a just good reliable stun.
Yeah, and they are last pick too, so that's normally you would want that to be like your hero that wins you the game.
Yeah. I think the Naga Timber gives you some good win conditions.
Okay.
They just want to get a good mid matchup and round out the gaps in their draft, which when you see Ember and then the Fiend's Grip, you need lockdown. Lina could actually be decent for Fnatic as well.
Very good against Ember in the mid lane. It's like one of the classic counters.
You know, actually, if they wanted to, they could also like swap things up here. And if Mineski takes somebody that like doesn't come online very quickly, you could run like a Huskar or something on Fnatic and just try and end the game before Ember comes online.
Huskar would annihilate an Ember Spirit.
It doesn't give them that control, but they just crush the early game so hard they may just win Dota.
I think a lot of teams favor just picking a Huskar against Storm and Ember, even if there's like ultra hard counters to Huskar, because you dominate the lane so hard that the Huskar will be level 7 when the Ember is level 4.
I guess the concern is the Lone Druid just goes mid. Ember goes safe lane at that point.
That's true.
Right.
Yeah.
Not to say Ember also just matches up bad against Timbersaw in lane. So it's going to be rough for him kind of regardless of where he goes. But I think they like him because he can deal with that Naga Siren lane pressure and split push a bit. So we'll see what the last hero is going to be. Pangolier. KP Pengo.
I'm a little worried about the Timbersaw. They don't have all that much to kill him. They have all of these nukes, but it's like
you're worried that they can't deal with
I'm
him.
worried that there's no way to kill the Timbersaw if he gets any sort of momentum. If he gets a hood, like the Ember spells plus the Shadow Shaman spells plus the like, you're gonna need to use every single nuke on him to get him to 10% HP, and then you might not even be able to right click him down. And if you're using every single spell on the Timbersaw, I mean, that is just the description of what Timbersaw wants you to do to him in the game. So.
It's also likely an Ice. He's the like original Timber player.
Invoker.
Good against Ember.
Yeah.
Can likely see some tornadoes, get rid of the Flame Guard, and gives you some control. You know, you're not as afraid of a Fiend's Grip and whatnot. Yeah, it seems like a good pick for this game.
DK is kind of like the other option they could have gone for, but it wouldn't offer as much.
It would have damage issues. DK Timber Naga doesn't sound amazing.
Yeah, and then also it would not lane as well against the Ember Spirit. Like, this hero is very good against the Ember Spirit and does everything that you basically said.
I mean, does this need to... I feel like they don't have, like, that many damage issues because of how tanky Mineski is. Like, they're not very tanky, so could you go an Abed, like, Quas Wex build here?
Yeah, I mean, that would definitely be good against the Ember Spirit. It's pretty good against Pangolier, Lone Druid. Like, these are really low mana pool heroes, and they still use their mana. So, yeah, you
may see just that hybrid build with all three as well. Because Sunstrike is pretty value, too, with the Ensnare, with the Axe Call. You've got good setup for it.
Right,
and Timbersaw's just going to be bullying people to run away from him. So he's going to get them low, but not be able to finish them off. Sunstrike, boom, kill.
I definitely think he goes lots of points in Quas this game, regardless, just because you have the Phoenix, you have the Axe. Lots of damage over time to proc the Cold Snap, and then, like you were saying, they really lack lockdown if he's not going high points in Quas. So I think regardless, we'll see a high Quas build.
So they're doing DJ Axe instead of Jabs.
That's a little bit different. Not often DJ's been that 4-position Phoenix that plays super greedy and gets really farm, but...
I guess they need the Blink.
Yep. They just want to prioritize the Axe Blink over the Phoenix getting his farm this game, which is fine.
All right. Well, we do have the game ready to hop into this one, get it away, and oh my goodness, look at MP's items. This is a Naga Siren and a half.
It's pretty.
That is super cool looking.
Very nice.
She's got like quap wings.
Very colorful. I like it. It looks like something I would wear at an event.
It's definitely true.
What about the Ice 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 goes Timbersaw set on?
Let's see.
Of course.
Yeah. Easy. You have a set in the game. You got to wear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the self-made one.
He doesn't have any of the Dota Plus things.
If you've self-made sets, you can put courier gems in them. You just remove the signature and put the gem in, and he could have a real cool-looking Timber, but he just doesn't care. He just likes the default set.
He sells more of
It's
them
his
that way.
set, you know? Yeah,
It's
he
true.
doesn't want to. Other people can't get theirs to look like that. So
I want to look like Ice Ice Ice.
You hit me next SS, I type GG. Okay, apparently
he's been sunstriking him, I guess.
Nice.
Let's see. Can he get it? 14 seconds. He's not going to go for another one.
Don't hit me.
Doesn't make any sense.
I know. I don't know what's going on right
I
now.
always enjoy watching games where the teams know each other and they're good friends. Like
Yeah.
the fun ult chat is just like nice and wholesome.
Yeah.
Or they'll just jokingly kind of flame each other, but you know there's zero ill intent behind it.
KP and MP used to be teammates together, right? Am I remembering that wrong?
They were back in like MVP Phoenix days when
Yeah.
MP was playing. What, MP played mid and KP played carry? Or maybe no, I think maybe he replaced MP replaced KP.
But they might have been in the same team house for a period
Yeah,
of time, possibly too. I
Because
don't know.
KP was carry when I think it was QO on the team, and then
Okay.
after that TI, KP left and MP joined. MP was the one on MVP Hot 6.
Oh.
2 stouts. This man.
Oh, the body blocks. It is not real. Ice, walking away. Ugh. But
Should have gone triple stout.
very buff. Shadow.
Should have lived with triple stout, maybe.
He just wasn't getting the procs, man.
Yeah.
It's
And
unlucky.
it didn't look like he was. Shaman's got very high base damage.
He does, but that last hit, that was like 70 damage at least.
Ember doing just fine so far.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Getting denies. He's got his quelling blade and just the 1 point right now on Exort, obviously. So getting a
It's-
little bit outlaned.
Very strange to see Ember do so well in the early game. All he has is a right click right now. I guess you push out the first wave with the Flame Guard.
Just getting those denies in the tower and stuff, it looked like, with
Yeah.
the big creep wave.
Oh, and MP has the Riptide there, so trying to get whatever procs he can with the right clicks, but just ends up getting all of his illusions cleaned up there.
Ooh, hit double spirit.
Yeah, this is
He's level 1 Phoenix. He made
oh, but the disarm and still get the kill.
a questionable Phoenix play running in there without dive. And good stuff from Mineski, getting a couple of kills here, and a DD rune on their mid Ember, who is having a great time.
Starts getting the levels in the tornado though. It's not gonna look so good.
I'm a little surprised maybe to see the 2 points up in the Flame Guard there, but I guess Abed is, decided to just prioritize getting the Exort instead.
Yeah, you see, as soon as you see Exort at the start, I think you're expecting a like 3-0-3 build before any Wex points come in, or maybe sometimes it's like 2-0-2. So eventually Tornado comes in, but if you force a Tornado out with a Flame Guard, as long as you're not dying, it's sometimes okay, because Invoker's mana pool is not the greatest considering his high mana cost spells.
DJ here just coming to contest the pull going on, and Pile Die taking a beating. He does have Nightmare, so he shouldn't run into too many issues there, but still forcing back the Bane.
Just getting that first blood makes this bottom lane so much better for Mineski. Only Timber doesn't get the first couple of free waves and easy levels, and your Lone Druid is just going to have a much better time because of this.
Chase down here, the disarm instead of the silence, and KP just going to back out. It's a different build than we've seen previously on the Pangos, getting that early point in the lucky shot.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. Just to like if you disarm the Naga, you can like trade with her really effectively. The silence isn't super effective. I mean, it's okay against the Phoenix, but it's just such a good trading ability with that disarm.
Right.
Similar to like the Brew, just run at people, do more damage than you do to him.
Well, so far, so good for Mineski. The only thing to be a little bit concerned
creep block.
about is DJ has gotten a good amount of CS so far. Not quite going to be able to get highlight eye there. He should be fine, I think. Still taking a lot of damage. They might have to walk home.
Try to get another battle hunger off, but not sure.
That was some nice lane mechanics there, man. That was okay. That's the gank with the cold snap.
Yep. Cold snap. Yeah, Phoenix is
One of the
so good at ganking for Invoker.
yeah, one of the few times where like a Phoenix is actually a good ganking hero.
Yeah. Particularly like your level 1 spells as Phoenix do very little damage.
Yeah.
Like maybe level 4 or 5 you can gank because your Fire Spirits actually starts to kick in then, but hey, with the cold snap,
With the cold
it's
snap.
easy.
This lone druid, I don't think he's so tanky.
I like it because it just feels like you can't do a whole lot to help this top lane, and Naga's farming without him, so
Yeah.
making moves like that can be very helpful.
I mean, how does a Pango plus Shadow Shaman kill a Naga? A hero's sitting on like 11 armor or something like that. They both do almost purely physical damage. Especially when he has no points in the W on Pango.
Long wraparound here coming from the Shadow Shaman. He wants to make something happen, but they also are bringing in the Phoenix.
He's got the Wex point. He should be fine here. He can Tornado, he can Ghost Walk. Unless he uses up his mana, but he might do that if they go aggressive for a kill.
Double gank.
Thinking about it.
I love these moments.
Yeah.
Especially when
They're also
neither team
bringing the
knows
Bane.
what's going on.
I don't even know if they just 2v2. I don't even know who wins this.
Oh, it's
well, that
3v2.
changes
Yeah,
things.
they're bringing the Bane.
Yeah.
And this is a ward over here that might spot him. Yeah, it sees the Bane now.
Both teams have a high ground ward on this Radiant Cliff, so yeah.
They don't know about the Shadow Shaman.
They do actually, because they're running right at him. I think they just...
Oh my.
They must have known that he was there because he wasn't showing top.
Yeah, I think they just kind of guessed it. They're like, why is Bane trying to gank mid? He's only doing this if the other support is nearby. Where would he be? He's on the high ground.
Yeah,
I think that was just a really heads-up play.
Or they're
and,
going for the
and you have the Naga that's going to be calling like, okay, Shaman hasn't been here for like 20
Yeah.
seconds, guys.
Yeah.
He's mid. I saw him walk into the trees, and now he hasn't been here for 20 seconds. He hasn't pulled. He hasn't done anything.
And it costs you nothing to just go onto that high ground as two heroes, and if he's not there, Invoker just goes straight back mid.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Close.
Oh.
MP, can you juke this?
Oh my God.
He's
walking back into
He's crazy.
He's juking himself.
Oh.
he could have just TP'd right by the tower, but it's...
God, with the Haster and Moon just covered all bases. He just ran everywhere that he could possibly have juked to. If MP just ran out, he would have been fine. But
Well, he didn't want to reveal himself in the creep wave, but
yeah, it's a hard.
he could have just gone a tiny bit down and TP'd from like right above his
It's
tier
a-
1 in
It's
fog.
such a hard call to make.
Exactly. He doesn't know where the Ember goes.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's probably the safe call to not waste to use your TP, because if you die and your TP's on cooldown, you miss a lot.
Oh yeah,
of
that's arguably worse than dying.
Oh, pie. Oh, the brain tap on the creep to keep him alive, and they take down
Moon's
jabs.
got 2 kills coming up. And this is on a siege wave too, so they're getting the tower for this.
Really nice.
Like that's the more important thing here. Although they trade the bottom tower, this matchup between Lone Druid and Timber is like super favored for the Timber side. You might think the Lone Druid because he has the bearer, and nah, you don't do any damage.
It's
to him.
unavoidable that Timber takes the tower with the siege creep, typically, if you're in a favorable lane matchup.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my God, look at this inventory for
I
Ice
love
Ice
it.
Ice.
That is what peak performance looks like. Double Bracer, double Stout.
What has Dota come to?
So the other thing that we could watch for here is the most recent change gave Timber Saw the ability to use Chakram on Ancients.
Nice.
So it could be something if they decide to stack up these Ancients, but we haven't seen that yet.
If you saw double Bracer, double Stout on that item built on a hero like a year ago, and someone said, there's a Timber in my game with these items, what MMR would you think it is?
I mean that's definitely like some just started playing the game sort of bullshit.
Yeah. You would think, yeah, they've played Dota for 3 months at most.
Or their mouse has like the double clicking right click problem.
Right, there you
Accidentally
go.
pressed
Yep.
it twice.
Like the double Stout thing, I mean, you go way back, it used to be a thing, but it hasn't been a thing until like maybe 3 months ago again.
Like, that guy wants an Atos.
That's true. Atos Rush.
They got him caught, and Abed Ghost Walk. Well, that
Does
doesn't
Femi
work.
have
It does.
that range? The hex? So long.
X is
It's pretty
a
big.
little bit longer than Shackles. It's pretty big, yeah.
I think it was also like he walked out of it a little bit, but he had already casted it.
Mm.
It's like that every time with a Juggernaut Omni Slash that happens, where Omni's
Mm-hmm.
2 screens away. And it's like, well, that should be melee range. But if you get the range and they move out of it, you still cast a spell.
Oh, heads up scan there. They hit it onto Radiant, and
they'll have a very good idea this is warded. And I mean, they just run right at a Phoenix who thinks he's in fog, so.
I think they're fine with this, though.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe not.
Oh my god, he got 2 Javelin procs at least on that.
That was nuts. I thought he was going to be able to jump out since he didn't have a way to break it, but oh, miss uphill. Definite blast.
He's being body blocked by his creeps.
And they get there in time.
We
It
go for a
doesn't look
Sunstrike.
Oh, he got it right on the edge.
They had
He
a
even
ward.
juked it. Like he knew it was coming too.
Yeah.
He moved up and he's like, okay, I've juked it. Now let's go. Oh,
Axe looking like he's okay for the moment. DJ just going to TP out of there. Can they get the kill? No. Timbersaw scares him away.
yeah, they should be. They got the D ward up top, so no more Radiant Vision deep on the map. Dire side with a lot of defensive wards up top. They really want to protect this Naga farm.
Oh,
Timbersaw is getting closer to that hood too, and with these heroes, he's going to be
He didn't have
nigh
a remnant
unkillable.
out.
He didn't go for the bounty rune. I think it was a safe call.
That's a good call, yeah, for sure.
And he knows just remnant away, go grab your own, and also gets DD rune. So
Radiant's middle tower
Handy stuff.
is under attack.
Boots of Travel on Ember. I'm trying to think how the new change affects this hero. I guess he
probably
can
helps him
TP.
less than most heroes because
Yeah.
he's got remnant anyway.
That's what I'm thinking.
It's still a buff for any hero going boots of travel. It's just he gets less value.
Yeah.
I don't think Ice cared a whole lot about those shackles and getting up his reactive armor stacks. Always the sort of problem with this hero is making sure that you keep those up in the mid game.
Now the hood comes out. He is very hard to kill. It's going to take all 5 of their heroes, probably, to kill this hero. He can just make so much space. We saw him doing with the
Well,
bird.
we're gonna find out if
They can
maybe
do it.
3 heroes is enough.
I don't think they.
The Pango roll back and forth, trying to get him. They're keeping him controlled for a very long time. Ice. He's just walking away from him. They can find a root even, and he does not look like he cares
still going.
all that much.
Oh, I'm glad I predicted that. The tip too. Just can't do anything. The bracers plus the hood, man. It's so much effective HP with the armor.
Well, the armor, the armor changes is he's basically tankier as well, right?
Yeah, he's tankier.
Yeah, it's well, that was 4 heroes, so they needed 5. I mean, Ember's the one hero with magic damage too.
72% physical resist.
Oh.
Yeah.
And magic resist as well, like
What's he-
50%.
What's his magic resist? 50?
53.
plus the barrier for some extra damage block.
Radiant's middle
Oh,
tower is under
looking for
attack.
more. Don't hit on the chains. Poor old Moon. He gets out.
Not gonna mess around there. So yeah, Timbersaw, I think that's when that happens and you survive a 4-hero gank, you're gonna play even more aggressive.
Yeah.
Suddenly
That's not the player you want to give that sort of ego to. Like, this guy's going to be so insane.
when it goes both ways. He's going to be playing more aggressive now, and Mineski's going to be avoiding him more. So he can just play so free on this map. He's just solo taking this tower. No one wants to come and gank him, I imagine.
I mean,
And he
Fiend's Grip
just
is
feels
down.
unkillable.
Like, every time that spell is down, like, that's the only thing that potentially makes it worrisome.
No.
Radiant's
If they
middle tower
if they
is
do
under
take
attack.
fights around this Timber, they can still Nightmare him and just fight. I mean, you can take it off, but
They could potentially do that with the Naga Siren Illusions, too, to a relatively low cost.
it's true.
But, I mean, generally, Timbersaw, when you're in a good Timbersaw game, the way you play against him is just ignore him. He goes to a lane, play the other 2 lanes.
Yeah.
You cannot just fight and try and gank him and play around the lane that Timbersaw is in.
The only problem with that though is when you play away from the Timbersaw, you're either losing objectives elsewhere or in the Timbersaw's lane. Like you get
Yeah.
the or both. Depending
He's
on
taken 2 on bottom, 2 on mid now,
Yeah.
and we'll see where he goes next. As the Vanguard queued up.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Lots of value here in all these little items.
Yeah. I'm loving the Crimson Guard on Timber in all of these games. He doesn't have boots.
It just allows him to help his team, because of the fact he's often being ignored. You and your teammates being focused, getting items that can help them makes a big difference.
Yeah.
You have to be really careful with mana usage, definitely on Timbersaw now, because the clarity is not enough.
Is under
Yeah,
attack.
he's just happy with his soul ring and being conservative. Now he's happy to just right-click creeps down and
I feel
use his nukes with soul ring.
I
when
feel like the
possible.
off lane is the perfect role for this hero, just because there's a big issue with falling off in terms of your damage in the late game, but offlaners don't want to do damage in the late game. They want to build these items that we see Timbers building in every game, and their contribution is to tank up and take a lot of spells and protect their team as well.
I think it works in the offlane when you have a carry that doesn't need it can afford to have a greedy offlaner, because he is greedy. He takes a lot of farm. Like that last game with Morphling, Timbersaw has the same problem as Doom, where he's not going to help make space if your carry has a bad time.
Yeah, he needs his first little while to be secured. Otherwise, he can be very useless. Like being ahead on Timber is incredibly important.
Well, we've been looking at the Timbersaw. Quietly, DJ has been farming up his Blink Dagger and has it done.
0-0
minutes.
Yeah. He's looking to get involved soon, probably.
You know, this Blade Mail Axe has been traditionally considered to be a pretty hard counter to the Slow and Druid range build, because he just absolutely melts himself at any point in the game. If you get a call off on him, he will kill himself. He does not have any way to really deal with that. Pick a Yules on the bear.
You're a bit tankier now with the defender, at least.
That is true. That is true.
Dire's top tower
It's,
is under
it's
attack.
still a counter, like you
he
said.
does so much damage and has so little HP.
Do you see this? The smoke up, and they just ran past the Timbersaw. They're like, we don't want to deal with you at all. It's like this hero hitting their tier 2, and they're like, nope, not for us.
Yeah. We're going to get some more wards down and hunt for a Naga or something, but MP's done a really good job of just avoiding these ganks. He has died once, but other than that, he's managed to find a lot of safe, good farm on the map.
Look at all these Riptides.
And this is great, because Timbersaw can play the lanes while Naga just takes the entire jungle.
Yeah.
And sends illusions to maybe push the dangerous lane, the quote-unquote dead lane. Although for now, Ice is going to be TPing up there.
Oh, they find the call. Onto one. Not a bad hero to get right at the Gecko. Moon trying to get away from it as the Supernova has already gone down. Only the Bane is hitting this for the moment, and it looks like he's not going to be able to bring it down. So Naga Siren dead. A little bit scary right now for the Dire, and KP, he's eventually going to get called, killed off, 3 dead, and, well, it was only scary for me.
I think the Bane saw the Serpent Ward hitting the eggs. He's like, let's get this egg's dying. I'll help you. I'll help you. Oh wait, there's Serpent Wards.
Yeah.
There was 5 volleys going at the egg.
Everybody's hitting it. We'll kill this quickly.
My first response was the same thing. I was like, oh yeah, there's attacks flying at this egg. It's going to die really fast, and Bane's on top of it. And I was like, wait a second, it's just Bane.
He realized too late, but he was committed.
Yeah.
How did Naga die so quickly? I guess they just all went on her?
Yeah, they used most of the spells
Tango.
with the Ember there too. Lot of lockdown and control. But Invoker came in and was completely ignored, and that just meant he cleans up all these squishy supports so well.
Always grip.
Yeah.
Oh, the call to break it, though, and Abed's going to get out of this one, I think. He goes into the Ghost Walk, still revealed, and Sentry Ward down. They get him.
Nice little gank.
That's 4 people committing, though, and that is a Quaswex Invoker, so I like the fact that he went Quaswex too, just because he's a Naga Siren who's doing what Invoker would normally do in games, which is farm the entire map and show up only when it's good for him. And that's a very traditional carry role, but having 2 heroes doing that in this game would just be redundant.
You know, I'm not saying I'm a hater, but I'm still I'm very curious to see how this Naga Siren works in the core role.
Just
I
wait.
haven't seen it. I just haven't seen
wait
it.
Wait until we see the damage with the illusions.
Okay.
And the farm acceleration too. Once you have Boots of Travel, I feel. It's going to play kind of like an Arc Warden style, where it's just you TP to a lane, you send your illusions out, you farm it while your hero's in a safe position, and then you go to another lane, and it's pretty scary. And then the team fight damage output.
Very similar to the Terrorblade 2, where you can just play in the enemy jungle and constantly pressure lanes without putting yourself in any danger whatsoever.
Okay.
So you can apply pressure while farming at the same time, which are the 2 things that you want to do as a carry.
Well, already has that mirror image damage, and does have that movement speed talent, but that's the reason why we didn't end up seeing it that often. Or saw it a lot before, but not now, since it's at level 10.
The illusion damage, 50% on each illusion. And then you get an extra illusion too.
Yeah.
So you just do 200% extra damage once you spawn illusions. That's not even including Manta Styles and minus armor.
Oh, Shaman, gotta be careful. Needs to buy a TP here, but it's on cooldown. 39 seconds. Moon reveals himself. There's a lot of heroes nearby, and the War Trap is there. Abed starting to drop down low. He ends up getting caught and killed. Where are the rest of his friends? He needs some friends. They're trying to kill off the egg now. It's not going to happen, and they don't have it, the taunt. But meanwhile, the Pango ulti coming through, the stun in the middle of the ball, and they kill off Mr. Moon. C'est la vie, and eventually the Song of the Siren comes out, and MP just going to TP out of there.
God.
Radiant's
That's
top
one thing
tower is
everybody
under
complains
attack.
about when Naga's a strong hero, is the fact that he
Obviously.
can do that. This fight isn't good? Or...
There's other heroes I feel like with, maybe not comparable, but similar kind of style things, you know.
Thunder?
So yeah, Thunder.
Oh, you're beating me? I'm beating you now. Great. That's one way for MP to never die in this game.
It does feel like, yes,
Oh,
this
yeah.
get out of jail free card, where it's like, well, what's the risk? The fact that everyone can then TP out and you're gone.
Carries-
Thunder, you're still committed to the fight.
Carries and get out of frail G. It's early. Get out
Hi,
of jail
Jenkins.
free. Hello.
Yeah, it's I mean, at least they have like, you know, the enfeeble, so the, you know, status resistance negatively applied to it with like a fiend's grip or
Radiant's
something,
bottom
or
tower is under
the
attack.
shadow shaman spells. That might be the way that they can do it, where it's like super hard lockdown. But
There was a period of time where I felt like you wanted to draft something that could stop the sleep TP from out of range, like a
Radiant
disruptor
structures
glimpse or
are
a
fortified.
clockwork hookshot.
Fissure.
Dire's
Fissure.
structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower
One of
is
these
under
heroes
attack.
that maybe in like 1 to
Dire's
2 months from
top
now we
tower is
won't
under
consider
attack.
to be all that overpowered, just when
Radiant's
people start
bottom
figuring
tower
out how
has
to
fallen.
play around it again and with the new
Dire's
spells too.
top tower has fallen.
I mean, Naga's, this game isn't looking like some crazy,
Yeah.
super strong hero. It's not looking bad by any means, but
it could be any hero pretty much, with the
Like-
exception of the sleep TP there.
compared to last game with like the Brewmaster, where it's just like from the start he just looks ridiculous, and the entire game he's just like, wow, this Brew hero is pretty good. Same
Yeah.
with like the Lich from last game almost. Grimstroke is.
I think
is the
Naga
same
has like a
thing.
bit of a different timing though. Like, once you have the diffusal blade Matha style bots, the hero is
Dire's
a lot
top
different.
tower is under attack.
You actually do a lot of damage, are a lot more unkillable.
You know who else does a lot of damage though is JT, and while we have talked about the Axe Call as an answer to it, it hasn't really been seen all that much. We haven't been able to find him yet.
I think also just the fact that the axe hasn't had the blade mail, it's not all that effective to call the lone druid just because now he has it. But
Yeah.
you call the lone druid and he can fear you with the bear and stuff. Like the most important thing about the axe blade mail is that he can solo kill the lone druid. Like even if he gets feared, the blade mail will kill the lone druid. But without the blade mail, like, he just gets feared.
Oh, here we go. Got the
Oh, he got a bloodstone
bloodstone.
actually.
So extra survivability. He hasn't had the highest mana pool in the world, and he doesn't really have the biggest mana pool in general.
If he starts snowballing and getting some charges, will be really nice.
Getting a mech.
Huh.
Once the Greaves, I imagine.
Hello. They also find the Hex, and now going to drop down the wards. Everything used. DJ in trouble. Does find the Taunt Blade Mail out as well, trying to run away. The Fear, the Supernova. He's going to come out of this one and maybe be able to find a call in time. No. They can't get it. And Axe again in trouble. 3 dead in the jungle.
Didn't hit the Lone Druid with Fire Spirits, although I think if he did, that he'd look pretty dead regardless. He managed to hit like 3 of the 4 heroes, just not the important one.
This Waswux Invoker is not looking as good with all the sentries that... Like, sentries are really, really good, and the range on them, like, he keeps getting caught consistently in these sentry wards.
Yeah, and I'd say like the hero for this game looks fine. It's just he's played too aggressive. Like the fact he's made these,
But is it...
and he's then baited his team in as well.
But with all the sentries, like, the thing is, like, that's a way you want to play the Invoker. I feel like this is why we've seen, well, not the only reason, but we have seen a lot more Quas Exhort in this patch. I think the sentry change is definitely a pretty big factor there. Because it's like he's just getting caught out everywhere. He even got caught out. Look at the
Dire's
sentry,
middle
like,
tower
or he
is
got
under
caught out in like the
attack.
secret shop.
Radiant's
lane
top
and-
tower is under attack.
That was because he was being over aggressive there, but
Well, if there is one good thing right now for Fnatic, outside of the couple of pickoffs that they've been
Radiant's top
getting, it's
tower
Ice Ice
is
Ice,
fallen.
who is still this indomitable monster, and looks to be getting even more tanky through that.
He's not afraid of much.
Radiant's top
You know.
tower is under
He's
attack.
just like, they 5-man gate me,
Dire's
whatever.
bottom
And it's also his
tower
team's
is
behind
under
him.
attack.
Invoker has a tornado potentially that could bail him out.
Oh, he took the 100 damage talent to do more to
I
towers.
think that's good. The thing with getting the other talent is that like it doesn't increase the time that the buff is on you, they still, it's very, very hard to get up to the like 25 stacks. It's just not realistic. Like, you would need creeps and heroes and a tower hitting you at the same time.
And particularly this game right now, he's being totally ignored.
Oh, Febby, the long-range tornado, not quite there, but the battle hunger, it might be enough. No, it's not. MP comes in to try and turn it around, and it's just going to be able to TP away. Meanwhile, Pango gets the lift up there onto Abed. In trouble
Abed
yet again, feared, but is he going to be able to walk out of there?
No detection, it looks like. The supports were too far away with detection. The Shaman had to go home. Oh, he's stun striking. He scanned. Top lane.
Oh!
Oh, that was
You only got 2 points.
It's just 2
3 points. The fuck?
I was so excited for it.
He actually hit it though.
Yeah, that was so nice. I'm like, oh, he's got the right angle. Oh wait, level 2.
He gets the style points for that at least.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
He's asserting his dominance.
That's true.
That gets in your head, yeah, for sure. I can land some stun strikes.
You remember they said they were gonna, if you sunstriked him again, he's gonna GG out.
Yeah, where is it? Where's the GG at?
This is unbelievable.
That was the Ember, I think.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think that counts.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
All right, we've got ourselves. What was that item that just came out? Manta style for Nago.
Yep.
With the bots, with everything else, going for the heart next.
More illus, more damage. I'll just scout this immediately. And yeah, I think you just get out. You're not even close to finishing it.
Ooh, call, mid lane. They found themselves the Ember, but he was also slowed down.
Man, he might have killed himself if he didn't have the Phoenix Soul on him.
Throwing out the Chakra route again, and just going to back out. They know they can't take that fight.
I think the big thing with the Timber, that 100 damage talent, is that he's also just being ignored so much. Like, no one can kill you. You've gone this even tankier build with Vanguard, Hood, Bloodstone. You don't need tankiness on top of that.
Yeah. They don't have much sieging either. Like, the Naga is an illusion-based hero. Illusions are terrible at sieging. Invoker's Quaswax, so...
Eventually, I will punch your tier 3s down.
Yeah, he'll alacrity your Timber Soul. Like, no joke, that will actually be
it's
maybe your best way to siege.
Good. It's actually good for sieging.
Yeah.
As funny as it is to see a Timber, like, whacking a tower, it's a lot of damage.
Yeah, he'll have
I mean, look at this Lone Druid. 120 plus 120, look at Timbers. He's got 20 less damage than the Lone Druid. He has a Daedalus. He's got 20 less damage than a Daedalus Lone Druid. That's insane.
This guy is... He's a heavy hitter.
He's whacking hard.
This guy's a Carpenter, right? He should do pulverized damage.
Radiant's middle tower.
Carpenter.
Pulverized damage.
The pulverize is the active, or the Earth Panda thing.
Oh, like a
tower,
yeah, the bonus tower damage, yeah.
He's a carpenter, isn't he?
I have no idea. Timber Soul's a carpenter.
I mean, he cuts up trees.
That's a lumberjack.
He's a woodsman.
Oh, that's fair. Okay.
Carpenters do, well, I guess,
woodworking.
Woodworking. Yeah, you're true. No, he just cuts the trees down. He doesn't, shape the woods.
Naga running is going to live on 20 HP back here in the fight. They've already lost the Shadow Shaman. They're going to lose Pile Die. They spent everything on that Naga. It's not good enough. KP trying to run away. Meanwhile, looks like Moon's going to TP out.
Oh, he cut down the tree, I think.
That was nice.
KP denying the tree.
Well, it doesn't end up working out for him, but it's only 2 supports.
Yeah, this game still highlighting just how good Fnatic are at these team fights. Using these eggs very well. Even though Abed's been picked a few times and hasn't played his best Invoker game, he's still having such a high impact with his low net worth.
Yeah. It is crazy that, like, this... I mean, he's basically at the same net worth as a support Invoker or something, because DJ's been able to catch so much up.
Yeah.
And that's, if there's a player on 4-position role you want as farmed as your mid, DJ's probably up there as one of the top candidates.
Once he has the Blade Mail BKB too, there's no Yules, there's no fear. This guy is just able to 1v1.
SSS needs to be careful here. He doesn't have any stacks of reactive up right now.
Even without, I think he's pretty hard to kill. It's a crazy thing.
Hex comes out. Well, Pale Die being beaten into pulp by this Naga Siren, and they jump in a little bit mistimed there, but they might be able to do something with the full combination coming out. KP going in the ball. Already brought down that Invoker to half HP. Now hexed up as well. Everybody's living on the Radiant, although JT maybe not too much longer. The Chakram has just been spinning the entire time, and with the Naga, they're going to be able to chase down and possibly find this KP Pan goes away, but he gets the blink out after the Yules. And yeah, that Chakram was just on 3 heroes for a cool minute.
That was quite the fight.
Ooh. They have Diffusal Blade, but he's got blink.
He's got blink, yeah.
Can just use
What's
the net too.
What's our fight recap? Come on, Val. I see you hovering the You're waiting for
I know.
I want to see the Naga's damage. So I want to see the Naga and the Timber's
He had
damage.
like 2 or 3 illusions just hitting 2 heroes who were next to each other the entire time.
It's not coming, guys. We lost
still
it.
coming,
That's too
surely.
bad. That's too bad.
Oh, look, they're enfeebling the Timber. He can't punch as much.
Maybe Valve think the team fight's still going.
That's a possibility. Spell Amp?
There's
Octarine
no
Core?
team fight. No team fight recap. I've never seen that before.
Oh, nice try. Damn, he
Yes.
blinked far. That was a long blink.
Did he do the blink and then swashbuckle? Maybe?
Maybe?
Does that
Didn't
look
hear it.
like pretty far blink? Yeah.
Really abusing that blink range. If you get the range right, get that extra 200.
Okay. Crimson Pipe. So both team items. And it's like, you know you're being ignored, so help your team out a little bit. And that's what these items will do.
Extra Bloodstone charge, 26 and regen.
Very, very tanky.
Oh, he's going to get a Lotus.
You know, it'd be a cool buff for Bloodstone.
What's that?
You could use it on teammates.
Ooh.
That'd be kind of cool. Kind of did that before with the healing.
Yeah.
That's true. Bring back that mechanic a bit.
Yeah. I mean, with all the other changes to it, it's not like it does too much right
It'd
now.
be a pretty big buff for some heroes, like a Timbersaw maybe, but yeah, no.
Well, it's kind of weird though, because like you look at HP pool relative to mana pool, and since it's only 60% of your current, like it's not that much HP that you're going to gain from it.
That's true.
Rune of double depth.
So when does Moon really start to come online and deal with all these shenanigans?
Radiant are
This is like the hero that needs to do all the damage, right?
Yeah, he's kind of there. He's
under attack.
I mean, he's doing like a lot of consistent damage in these fights, and it's going to get even better with this Octarine core with the lower cooldown.
The 25 will help
everything.
a lot too with the double. What's it called?
But it is.
That doesn't matter actually. Either one.
Yeah,
Either
I'd
one that
say
he goes
both-
for. Both
yeah,
would be good.
I've
Magic
seen-
damage against a Naga is excellent.
Definitely have seen both from time to time.
Yeah.
Your cooldown on your Fire Remnants is so low with Octarine core.
Same with the Sleight of Fist.
Yeah.
Both of these heroes, this hero's talents are actually so good. All of them.
What Lone Druid doing? Savage Roar cooldown. That's Daedalus, BKB, Battle Cry cooldown. Okay.
Yeah. The 0-second Entangle cooldown. Wow.
It's pretty cool, but I think most people go for the immunity.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like when you consider it as a
not-
level 25, it actually doesn't sound very good.
If you had like 4 Hyperstones, and
Maybe
he's just entangling
if
constantly.
if you go the bear build,
Yeah.
it's obviously a little bit better. But I mean, then you still probably want to give that bear
Yeah.
magic immunity because one of the biggest issues with the bear is the fact that you don't really want to build a BKB on it.
Yeah, the bear in late game is just paper, so having this 0 entangle clone is like
Exactly.
your bear is going to die.
Whoa, Naga and Blink.
And entangles can't go through BKBs now. Because I remember there was a
Yeah,
moment
that's
the
true.
other day where I thought that was going to happen, and then someone tweeted me like, "Oh wait, that doesn't work anymore." So
Seems like a pretty reasonable change considering
that's
how great the rest of his hero is too.
Oh, I
You
Yeah,
know, they are blocking them out.
Look
You
how many
cannot
Naga
go
emissions
through
there
here
are.
anymore. Oh my god, all the boards are just gone. Oh, jeez.
You know, I totally forgot about this, but Nagas has been considered a counter to the Shadow Shaman. You just sleep and kill the wards if they ever try to siege with it, and then also you have the illusions to just insta-give them. It's actually a really, really hard Shaman game. He's basically just a stun, which is good. He's still stunned for quite some time.
Oh, good
get
reaction
the
there,
call.
KP. Gets the spin
Yeah,
roll
but
away.
they've got Roche though. Or do they do without these? Yeah, the Nagas going to do enough damage.
We're sending in the bear.
Okay.
It's coming in there.
SSI scares it off. Once he does damage to it, I think Lone Druid's like, oh, I don't want to lose
They're
this.
all TPing in. They're getting in closer and has another Savage Roar available. Is he going to be able to make it happen? No, but they can maybe take the fight afterwards or just run the heck away.
See Invoker top, but even with that, they don't want to. There's a sleep, so.
Man. Man, they get the run away. I was kind of close.
Timber's such a good hero right now.
It's pretty strong. I think with this new build too that people are doing on Timber, he's really strong. Just going for all of this damage reduction, because it once again goes back to this bracer stuff. When you go for all these reduction items on Timber, and then you have the armor, and then the regen, you can get him to 10% HP, as we've seen multiple times in this game. But you're not going to bring him down that last little bit. You just don't have the spells to do it.
You see the range on this thing? You actually can't see it.
They made the other talent a lot better, because I've heard some Timbersaw players say they prefer the other one because you just don't need the range on Timber Chain. But I mean, what we're seeing here is pretty crazy.
Look at him go.
He's actually just messing with them right now.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like he is happy just to have some fun.
He has 73 regen.
Yep. Tornado's there, and
He's taking no damage.
Looking for more. The double hex turns it back around. They've taunted. They've caught. Are they going to be able to get the kill on
Great
Druid?
egg, too.
Still living through it, actually. It's the battle cry running away, rather the BKB. Now seeing if they can take down more. Off to the side here. The Pango almost dead, but with the Yule Scepter trying to walk away. Swashbuckle couldn't get him there. Only one hero has died so far. And it is the Pango.
well, they kill the Spirit Bear, though, and it's Mr. Chase himself. Shaman's like, I will throw my life for you, Mr. President.
What a great time to bait on Timbersaw.
Yeah.
What a bad time to take the bait.
Ooh, Moon makes it happen. Does get hit here by the Blade Mail, but he doesn't do a ton of right-click
Sunray.
damage.
I think he's screwed.
Out of there. It doesn't have a remnant.
No remnants, guys. Dead.
You get nothing.
Well,
Fnatic.
that is 87 seconds. No Ember Spirit. That is a lot of their counter push. They will have the Pangolier, but that hero is not anywhere near as good as counter pushing as the Ember Spirit is. I don't know if they're going to run down a lane and test to see if this guy has buyback, but okay, he has
Let me
buyback
see.
now. So.
Gonna alacrity your Timbersaw. It's time now.
Yeah.
Where's
Go.
the
Oh,
range
Invoker's
here?
dead, though.
Where's the... Oh, there it is.
Radiant's
see the circle?
middle tower is under attack.
Way out over here by the tier 2. Okay.
Oh, there it is.
Holy freaking shit.
Radiant's
Yeah,
top
just
tower
again
is
for
under
anybody that
attack.
didn't see. It's
Radiant's
over here.
middle tower
When
has
when you get 25, you can basically just press it in a direction and it will work.
Radiant's
You don't
Yeah,
even need
you'll
to-
hit a tree
is under
some.
attack.
Unless literally all of the trees on the map are just dead.
It's a little bit rough though, because it is a long time where you can interrupt it. So that's why like the Yules can sometimes be good than like
That is
Chain
true.
and Yules.
But you are going like 2,000 speed though.
It's
Right.
also maybe rough because unless you like move your camera to where you're going, you just don't know where your hero's going to end up.
There's no way that you can know.
When your camera's hovering over your hero, you're just like, well, I'm going somewhere.
Oh, sleight of fist.
Wow,
Sorry, rather
they-
GT.
It's going to buyback.
Has no buyback.
Ember's buyback does come back up, though. Uh-oh,
Poor
Shaman.
Shaman. Nowhere left to go for him.
Okay, they clear the illusions. Let's see Ember against Naga, at least.
He's just sieging top.
I say
He
Sice
knows
doesn't
he-
care.
He does opt to get out, though, with a potential Fiend script to worry
Oh,
about.
they're pushing the wave in.
As long as the Invoker's nearby, he doesn't have to be too afraid because Invoker Tornado can cancel the Shackles or Grip.
Yeah.
And that's why the bait up top was so good, because the Grip came out, but the Tornado forced the Bane to actually cancel and
Yeah.
sidestep Tornado.
I mean, that's honestly the way you want you want the Timber to like reveal the position of the enemy supports, and then the Invoker can go in and get just the perfect combos. Axe as well. Reveal the position of the Lone Druid. Axe goes in, kills the Lone Druid just like he did.
Mhm.
This guy, like, the Timber is actually so obnoxious to deal with in this game.
Well, he's going to come up and punch the tower and dare people to come and deal with him.
Radiant's
He's
top
got a
tower
Radiance
is under attack.
in 100 gold. There we go.
Radiant's
Alacrity
Oh,
Timber.
Alacrity. Look at him. He's punching it. He doesn't care about your roots. They're going to slow his attack speed with Enfeeble.
He's the Sieger. This is the strat.
Got the Radiance coming on the Courier.
But there's no more towers. But he has the creeps to keep hitting them.
Radiant's bottom tower
Doesn't
is
even need
under
reactive.
attack.
He's fine.
Radiance done. He does even more damage right now. Look at it.
Radiant's
It's out of
top
control.
shrine is under attack.
How many Bloodstone charges? 26?
Yeah.
He hasn't even used the active one. He doesn't even need it.
I don't even feel like his hero damage is going to be that insanely high. It just... He's...
Damage
Radiant's
taken and
top
reduced,
shrine
though.
is
Yes.
under
That is
attack.
going to be immense.
Yeah. It's
at
the space
Radiant's
created,
top
which you
shrine
can't measure.
has
And
fallen.
I
turns
like
the radiance off.
He's trying to get the stats.
He's got the stats.
He's just trying to break
He's got
them
all of the
some.
stats.
He's trying to break their spirits.
Yeah. Just testing buttons.
Den-
It's
denies.
Turn the radiance off.
Oh God.
He's literally just taunting them.
Hey guys.
Drop some items here.
That's
Where's the
pretty
item
nice.
drop?
Just hanging out.
That little rage creep. It's like, hey, bro.
Radiant's bottom
We got this, guys. I believe. If we work really hard, we
Oh,
can
he
take him
even
down.
leaves the creep behind. Doesn't want the range creep, he says.
Can have the range creep.
Oh,
Casual hex.
congratulations. Good hex.
Radiant's bottom shrine
Oh.
is under attack.
Call?
Didn't latch, it looks like.
He trusted his teammate.
What would be the items you would need to actually like kill us? It's feeling like it's rapier territory, and
Nah,
even
that
that,
doesn't
like
even do it. It's physical. Like, you can't.
70%.
I was gonna wait to say this till the end of the game. You can't just leave a Timber Saw uncountered. You can't pick these pseudo counters. You need something really good against it.
They should have picked the OD or Tinker or something.
Exactly. You need something. Persistent damage.
OD, Tinker, Zeus are like the three I think that
Yeah.
kind of come to mind
Yeah.
that we've talked about.
Maybe Ursa, Monkey, but you need to like if you pick those heroes, you need to lane against
Yeah.
the Timber, and then you need to also have a counter to the Timber for after that.
We saw them, was it Monkey by Boom ID, and they did beat a Timbersaw, but it was still, Monkey was not doing much damage to Timbersaw.
Yeah.
It
Oh, if
didn't
it
look
was
like
the
a
old-
counter.
If it was the old Heart Piercer, God, can you imagine
That
how much
would-
better that would have
That would
been?
be better. Yeah, that would be way better in this game at this point.
Or go Drow Ranger against Timbersaw.
Why Drow Ranger?
Because when the ulti procs, right, it doesn't.
Oh, yeah.
It ignores armor.
Does it?
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's how. I think
Oh,
so.
cool.
Ignore armor. I'm going to double check that. But
Yes.
I think Drow ignores armor.
When it does the extra damage.
You know, the special proc.
Yeah, when it procs like
The
whatever.
20%. Yeah.
Yeah, the 20%
Well,
thing.
it's
I
higher
think.
percentage
Yeah,
than that if you
exactly.
attack faster.
No, and it scales, right? It goes
Yeah.
from 20 to
Didn't you guys see the tweet?
whatever
Yeah,
it
I
is.
did. The 20, 30, or
40? Is it 40% level 3 maybe?
Yeah, it might be.
I mean, that's 40% chance to just do an attack that ignores armor. That's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
Oh, hello. Goodbye.
Oh my god.
Well, 80 seconds. No Pango does have buyback. We'll see what the call is going to be. They just now get Cataclysm.
Loku's, he's had a bit of a struggle game, but his teammates have not. Not getting Timbersaw.
Timbersaw is just playing his own game. He's
Give
playing
him the
punch.
Alacria, but you're the support now.
I think he wants to go
I
into
have to
the-
commend
Radiant's
Ice Ice Ice's discipline, not like running into the enemy fountain. He's been ignored so much this game.
Radiant's top barracks
He's
are
probably
under
so
attack.
bored.
You know, a lot of times people
That's
say,
why he was doing the taunts
Yeah.
mid, I think.
A lot of times
It's-
people say this hero can do whatever they want. This is the only game I've seen where it's actually true. He can do whatever he wants.
And I totally agree. He's
Radiant's top
for all the fun and
barracks
taunting he does, he's pretty disciplined about it. Like he doesn't actually get too overconfident usually.
He's been getting out when there's no way that they can kill him. He just plays with his team, and he's not going to stick around if there's no reason for him not to, other than when he was taunting. That's the exception. And here we go again. Great.
Building up some
He's
stacks.
left the Radiance on at least.
Yeah.
Seriously. That was a well-placed Timber Chain.
Yeah, he threaded the needle. Root there. Now he's back into the fray yet again. They smoke up and going to run away from the Timbersaw.
Good lord.
Radiant's
All right,
bottom
let's see how this
barracks
goes.
is under attack.
We have an idea. 82 HP regen per second. And Ember, this is the play. Go for the back lines. And they have the grip
got the grip
also,
on the
but
Phoenix.
immediately going to interrupt it. Can he get the Supernova off? The Hex
Okay.
is there as well. They actually kill off the Phoenix. He's going to buy back and try to get back into this fight now. But already down to half HP. Mineski in trouble, and Timbersaw disarmed. Don't think he cares that much. There's the Cataclysm combination, and MP taking the tower while this is all going on. They missed the call, but they're going to be able to find the kill onto Mr. Shaman over and over again. Fnatic just will not be stopped. Up here.
For Ember, yeah.
Timber's just raxing.
Oh, they get the Invoker.
Yeah, Ember went in and dieback on Phoenix there. They're getting some kills here, Mineski, but they're
Oh
not going to be able to deal with the two heroes that matter. The Naga, the Timbersaw. These heroes are focusing objectives. They're killing heroes. They're also both unkillable.
Radiance slowly and steadily burning
He
them up.
got out of the Radiance range after that, the Timber Chain.
Nice spear.
KP's like, I'm out of here. He's chaining after him bottom.
Oh my god. You can't get away from me.
Radiant's middle barracks is under attack.
The Timber Chain from like the tier 3 all the way into that jungle. now he's like, oh wait, yeah, objectives.
Can't escape the Timber when he's 25, really.
Let's go punch people.
Buyback on KP. Can they bring... Abba just pulled back. That's a
It pops his BKB
potential
though.
dieback.
Buff up your true carry.
He's like, oh, my job's done. I used Alacrity.
No. Chasing forward.
I can
for
die
more.
now, he
Looks like
says.
TJ's lit out of there. And JT is going to end up going down.
Doesn't buy back.
Okay. Again, they're doing what they can at this moment.
They're
Moon's
losing
got a
so
lot of
much in this
mana.
fight, though. Buyback after buyback. Can they get the knockdown?
Oh, doesn't have mana for Song. MP need to run away, but Ice 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 trying to make space, and they get the Nightmare.
So hard for Timber to like, properly kill or lock her down.
I still don't think they kill him, despite everybody
oh
else
my God.
not being in the area.
This guy is just, he's living. He
Extra
is
long
living.
Fiend's grip and...
Silence everything. Ice 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 does not care that much.
Oh
the
my
call
God.
combo onto 2. Another Nightmare trying to save, and Ice 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 almost back up to full HP yet again. Literally everybody, and it's doing literally nothing.
I can't believe at this point in the game everybody's dead and he's still
Take on.
Did he sell his
still baiting.
items? Let's click the Ember.
No, he's
Oh, he just bought it.
He just bought
I think
Dagon's.
GG, but yeah. That was the one item when you
Maybe they
when
need-
you mentioned Rapier, I was like, the only item I can think of that makes sense is Dagon 5. Get
Right.
like a
2 or
couple
3
Dagon
Dagons,
fights.
yeah. That's the only way.
Because yeah, it gets reduced by the pipe and all that magic resist, but it's still better than physical damage.
I think Fnatic played that really well, but I also think that Mineski drafted themselves a little bit into a corner. Like they had 2 picks against the Timber, and nothing here felt exceptional against the Timber at all. There's no point where I felt like the Timber could die, and other than at the very start of the game, like the guy just couldn't die. He just gets the hood, unkillable.
Oh,
2 games in a row where Fnatic feel like they outdrafted Mineski. With the last pick Tinker and the last one, and now Timber, yeah. So maybe some way that you could start seeing other teams focus on taking down Mineski, try and punish him with some cheesy pick or maybe like that.
the 4th pick Timbers have looked really good this entire qualifier. Even the one game it lost, that was a game we thought it was going to win. I think it was an outplay more than an outdraft. So
Okay.
Fnatic look hard to beat. There's not like one group of heroes they're relying on. They're winning with everything. They're winning with the meta 7.20 meta picks right now. They're winning with the other stuff. They're doing it all. So
You could also argue with this Timber Saw that even if you do hard counter it, you're still running an offlane Timber and forcing the enemy team to draft a certain thing. Like you said, it's been the second to last pick Timber. So you can, it's like the TA, like you force the enemy team to have to counter this hero. You're forcing the enemy team to play your game essentially.
yep.
Well, we do have some info for all you fine folks out there. We are going to hop over now and watch the TNC versus Boom ID game that's going on right now. And so we're going to bring that up onto Dota TV. It's going to have Basekip's audio. And we will, if you want to watch it in Twitch as well, you can hop on over to the BTS2 channel and continue that coverage because they're in game number 2 right now. TNC won game number 1. But if you guys want to continue following it, you can hop over there or just stay on this, and then we're going to be watching it in Dota TV as well. So enjoy the game. We'll see you guys for the next series.